A very good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Zhao Jing. I'm the moderator for today's roundtable discussion. The topic that we'd like to discuss this morning is what the consumer should know about food labeling. Before we start our discussion, I would like to introduce our invited guests. From my left, we have Dr. Hanis from the Food and Quality Department, the Ministry of Health, Malaysia. And on my right, we have Ms. Hafizah, the consumer representative, and Ms. Shee, who is a food quality manager in a well-known food industry. According to Food and Agriculture Organizations of the United Nations, food labeling can provide consumers with the information they need or require to make food choices. It also may tell the consumers about the quality of a product, the appropriate use of the product, the benefits of the product, possible risks from the product, and where and how a product is produced. Before we go into further details, Ms. Hafizah, I have a question for you. What information do you usually look when purchasing a food product, and how you interpret those information?
Hello everyone, and thank you Ms. Moderator for inviting me today. As for me, the first thing I will look for when purchasing my food product is the brand of the product itself. Then only I will look at the nutritional information on the product. But that is not important for us to look at the brand only without looking at the nutritional facts. Because it is very important for those who are really concerned about his or her healthy lifestyle. Basically, I will look at the nutritional information stated on the product, either really suitable for me or not, whether it has high in sodium content, fat content, and other food additive or not. But sometimes I get confused when I read all those information. Is there any tips for us consumer on how we can read and interpret those information easily?
Well, Ms. Hafizah, I will explain it to you. The information in the main or top section of the nutrition labeling consists product-specific information such as serving size, calories, and nutrient information. The nutrient information on the bottom of the part contain a footnote with daily values of 2,000 and 2,500 calories diet. The footnotes provide recommended dietary information for important nutrients such as fats, sodium, and fiber. The footnote is only found on larger packages and does not change from product to product. The first thing to see when you look at the nutrition facts label is the serving size and the number of servings in the package. The number of servings you consume is actually the number of servings you consume determines the number of calories you actually eat. Calories provide a measure on how much energy you get from the food you consume. 400 or more calories per serving of a single food item is considered high. The nutrients first listed on the nutrition labeling are identified in yellow as limit these nutrients. Eating too much of fats, trans fat, saturated fat, sodium, and cholesterol may increase your risk of certain chronic diseases. While dietary fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, iron, and calcium are identified in blue color as get enough these nutrients. Eating enough of these nutrients may improve your health and reduce the risk of some diseases and conditions.
Oh, I see. Okay, for example, since I'm currently on diet, if I buy a food product, I will be focusing on the fat content only without looking at the other ingredient list. I also tend to choose a product when it have a low in fat or cholesterol-free claim. Is it my interpretation correct or not?
Thank you, Ms. Hafizah, for the question. Let me answer that for you. If you only look at the fat content and ignore the others, it is actually not a correct use of food labeling. A consumer should not select a product merely based on one such claim. Chicken curry with low sodium claim might have higher fat content compared to the other brand. It also doesn't mean that a food product that doesn't have low fat content is bad for the consumer. Similarly, it also doesn't mean that a food product that have cholesterol free is the best choice for us. It should be emphasized that consumers should look at the overall nutritional profile of the food and not based on just one such claim. So what I want to say to you, Ms. Hafizah, is that next time when you want to choose a product, you should make use of the nutrition info panel together with the claims.
Okay, now I know the better way to interpret those information on the food product. Thank you, Ms. Shee and Dr. Hanis.
Thank you once again. Recognizing the need for more effective regulations on nutrition labelling and claims on food packages, the Ministry of Health Malaysia gazetted amendments to Food Regulations 1985 in 2003. These guides aim to assist consumers in understanding and if more effectively utilizing the nutrition information permitted under the food regulations. As for the nutrition labeling and claims in Malaysia, they can be separated into two parts. Firstly, we have the nutrient declaration. Then we have specific provisions for claims such as the nutrient content claims, nutrient function claims, and nutrient comparative claims. Dr. Hanis, can we have a brief explanation on the nutrient declaration listed by the government?
Yeah, thank you, Ms. Moderator. As what you said, there are nutrients that must be declared in food product according to Food Regulation 1985, amended by Ministry of Health. These nutrients include carbohydrate, protein, fat, and energy. In addition, all sugars, include monosaccharide and disaccharide, must be declared in a food in ready-to-drink beverage. The energy content of a product is to be expressed as kilocalories or kilojoules per 100 gram for solid food or per 100 ml for liquid food. The carbohydrate, protein and fat is to be expressed as gram per 100 milligram or per 100 milliliter. This energy and nutrient mentioned should be stated in nutrition information panel. So, if any consumer want to find all this information, it should not be any problem since it will undoubtedly be on the food labeling.
Can I ask, usually on the food product, there are three types of nutritional claim as mentioned by the moderator, but it is hard for me to differentiate between nutrient content claim and nutrient comparative claim because I only know more about the nutrient function claim. Nutrient function is a nutrition claim that describe the psychology roles of the nutrient in growth, development, and normal function of the body. For example, like protein help in build and repair tissue. Then calcium aids in development of strong bones and teeth. For the others claim that I observe, there is something like low in fat, high in fiber, or less than, more than, and so on. Is there any difference?
Yeah, there is difference between these two claims. The first one is nutrient content claim, which describe the level of nutrient in the food product. A permitted nutrient content claim is, for example, high in calcium or or vitamin A. Similarly, like the one we mentioned before, low in fat or cholesterol free is also example of nutrient content claim. Meanwhile, the other one is nutrient comparative claim, which describe which compare the level of nutrients or energy between two or more products. One such claim is, for example, extra vitamin A or reduced salt. The opposing claim for this claim is, for example, less sugar or reduced salt. So, can you see the difference now, Ms. Hafizah?
Okay, thank you, Dr. Hanis. As we know, food must be date marked to indicate the shelf life of the product. As for the date marking of food products, we can see that two terms have widely been used, which are the use by date and best before date. Ms. Shee, is there any significant difference between these two dates?
Of course, there is a significant difference exists between these two dates. First of all, I will talk about use by date first. Use by date on the nutrition labeling is about safety. Foods can be eaten until the use by date, but not after. You will see use by date on the food that goes off quickly, such as meat products and ready-to-eat salads. For a use by date to be a valid guide, you should carefully follow the storage instructions. For example, if the instruction tells you to refrigerate after opening, you should keep the food in the fridge at 5 degrees Celsius or below. Foods will be unsafe to eat or drink after this date, even though it is stored correctly and looks and smells fine. On the other hand, best before date, sometimes shown as BBE, best before end, is about quality but not safety. Best before date, the food can be eaten after this date, but it might not be at its best condition. Its flavor and texture might be different, and its nutritional value might be lost. Best before date appear on a wide range of food products, such as frozen foods, dried foods, and tinned foods. Best before date will be only accurate if the food is stored according to the instruction on the packaging. Food will be unsafe to be consumed if you do not store the food according to the instruction on the packaging. Hence, check on the best before and use by date before you buy the food.
Well, now it's clear that there is a significant difference between the use by date and best before date. Food labeling plays a significant role in a food product, as it is an important communication tool between the consumers and the food manufacturers. It informs the consumers about the food nutritional values and ingredients, new health claims, possible allergens, and some other potentially threatening food information in the product. All this data helps the consumer to decide whether they will take that particular food, especially consumers who are allergic to certain food products. Ms. Hafizah, have you ever encountered any problems regarding the food labeling?
Yes, I do. Last week, I went to grocery to buy some food product. Then after eating all the foods about several hours, my lips, face, tongue and throat are swelling since I have an allergy with seeds. Then I look at the nutritional information on the product. There is no claim say that the ingredient is not suitable for those who have allergic with this product. As we know, food labels are very helpful to consumer. But why are they somehow necessary for people who have allergic with food and or certain health problem?
Sorry to hear that happened to you, Ms. Hafizah. When you mentioned that you found no statement of allergy on the food product that you purchased, it is most likely because the ingredients that you are allergic with is something that is unusual, something that is not common. The current food standard code has required that the most common allergen to be declared in the food product, even if they are present in a small amount. Consumers with food allergic have reported spending more time on grocery shopping to find suitable products. They notice a lack of information about the inclusion of potential allergens in the food product. This kind of thing cannot be helped because there are so many food and products that are not covered by the law. Also, the ingredients that might cause allergy to people may also use hidden names in the product. For example, if a product that contains egg, it might not declare as the egg. It might also use the hidden name, for example, albumin, ovalbumin, or lysozyme as the hidden names. So, it is still important for consumers to know how to read every ingredient in the food product. You should make use some guide to help you find the hidden ingredients in the food product, so that you can avoid any potential allergens in the future. Consumer with food allergic should be more aware with the ingredients present in the food, so that any potential allergen will not occur to them.
Thank you, Dr. Hanis, for the explanation. And now I will be more careful when purchasing any food product and aware with the ingredient list. Usually, on the food product, it only states the common allergens such as peanut, tree nuts, soybean, milk, egg, wheat, and shellfish. So I'm assuming that the manufacturers take this case lightly, since there is only several people who suffer this unusual allergen like corn, seed, gelatin, and spices. But actually that is my fault also, because I'm not aware with the other name for my allergen. So for those who have allergy for food, you need to get familiar with these general terms or other specific things that they can include.
Before we end our discussion, Ms. Shee, do you have any tips or guides for our consumer regarding the food label reading?
Yes, you can use the 5-20 rule as a quick guide for reading the nutrition labeling. The 5-20 guide helps you to determine how food fits into your daily diets. The percentage of daily values helps to determine if the serving of food contains a high or low amount of food. 5% or less, 5% daily values or less is the nutrient that you want to consume in low amounts, while 20% daily values or more is the nutrient that you want to consume in a greater amount.
Thank you, Ms. Shee. From a health standpoint, nutrition information on a food label is particularly important as it describes the nutrient content in a food product. Providing nutrition information on food label has been recognized as one of the strategies adopted to assist consumers in adopting healthy dietary practice. However, this is very important to ensure that the information provided are accurate and truthful. So here's come the end to our discussion this morning. Once again, thank you Dr. Hanis, Ms. Hafizah, and Ms. Shee for joining our discussion. Thank you.